Hello and good morning, all of you. So, today is 23rd of October 2021, and we will be taking care of the subject that is power systems. So, before going into the details of our subject power system, as you all know, that we basically are running an SSC JEE online course. In that course, we'll be dealing with the concept based classes for technical as well as non technical. We have also included test series, practice sets, and class recordings are also provided, and notes are also there. Two of the separate points that we are also incorporating, that is number one is your lab practicals. Okay, in our courses we will be incorporating lab practicals, number one, and number two, we are also providing exam specific notes. Exam specific notes. Suppose say you are giving a railways exam, so there is a specific note for the railway exam. There is a WBPSC examination you are giving. In that case, WBPSC examination is also we are providing with the short notes. Other than these things, GATE classes are also run 5 days a week. If you want to have any information, you can call us directly. And EAC is also included in that batch also. So now coming into today's lecture, that is the power system rapid revision class on transmission and distribution. The first question is, see here, transmission of power is done by the AC system. Okay, we know that, but basically transmission of power is done by three-phase three-wire system. Whenever we are talking about your distribution part, in that case we are basically taking care of three-phase four-wire system. So generally power system, if we just classify, we will be getting like this something. That is, first part is your generation, then comes your transmission, then comes your distribution, and last and the final step is utilization. So in this way only we will cover our power system subject. And when we talk about the transmission part, in the transmission part basically we are using three-phase three-wire system. Okay, and in distribution part basically all the transmission part is also divided into two parts. One is your primary transmission, and one is your secondary transmission. Similarly, distribution part also we are dividing it into two parts, that is primary and secondary. When we are talking about a primary distribution, in that case we are basically using the three-phase four-wire system, and in the secondary distribution purposes we are basically using, say, single phase, whatever is giving to the supply ultimately to the your homes. Okay, now coming to next part, the level of the voltage is used in power transmission for better economy. Basically we are using high voltage for power transmission. High voltage plays an important role because due to high voltage the current reduces in the line. As the current reduces, the conductor cross section also reduces, so we can carry a greater amount of power at a higher voltage. So none of these will be the correct option out of the given sections. Now the economic size of the conductor is determined by, basically we know that Kelvin's law is one of the most important laws, though although it is not now used because many of the factors are not taken care. But preliminarily Kelvin's law is the law that gave us the idea of the economic size of a conductor. Economic transmission voltage is on dash on the distance of the transmission. Basically you see, whenever we talk about a transmission distance and transmission voltage, they are all dependent parameters. Okay, why dependent parameters? If we increase the transmission distance, that means greater amount of voltage will help us in economic transmission. So for economic transmission voltage, the distance of the transmission plays an important role. Now coming to next question, in transmission systems the volume of the conductor material is independent of, basically it depends on the power transmitted and it also depends on the power loss, but it is independent of the temperature. Okay, so the correct answer for this question is material is independent of, the material is independent of temperature. Independent of temperature, this is the correct answer. This will be the answer. Okay, now high voltage transmission has some limitations, and those are increased cost of insulation of the conductors. Correct, because whenever we are talking about a high voltage, that means we are ultimately providing insulation to the conductors. Increased cost of switchgear, that is also true. Increased cost of transformer, that is also true. So whenever we are using high voltage, that means everything is increasing in this case. So all of these will be the correct answer. All of this will be the correct answer. AC transmission is advantageous as skin effect is present in AC, power can be generated at high voltages, easy and cheap maintenance of the substations. So these are true statements. These are true statements. But this is not an advantage. Okay, this thing is not an advantage, but these two are the correct advantage. So advantages of AC transmissions will be these two. These two. Here has to be an option must be there. That option B and C. B and C will be the correct option. Both the options are correct. B is also correct. D and C is also correct. Okay. Feeder is designed on the basis of. Okay. Feeder is the part where suppose there is a substation, and that from the substation a line is taken through which the different distributors are connected, like that. Okay, different distributors are connected. This part is called as your feeders, and this part is called as your distributors. Now the feeders are designed based on their current rating only. Okay, not on their voltage rating, because it carries the total amount of the current. Now coming to the next question. The distributors are basically designed based on their voltage ratings. Why? Because from the distributors itself we are basically taking the service mains. So, suppose whatever lines are coming to your homes, if you go nearby your pole through which your cables are coming to your home, these lines are basically called as your service mains. Okay, so this is one service mains, this is one service main, this is one service main, this is another service main. So all the service mains are connected through the distributor section. Now distributors are basically designed because of their voltage rating. Suppose here to an extreme end the voltage will be minimum in that case, in case of a distributor. So that is the requirement, or the voltage is the main specific criteria for design of your distributors. Now coming to today's last question. The volume of the copper that is required for a three-phase four-wire system is. For a three-phase four-wire system we basically use the volume of the copper conductor. Basically is this option will be the correct option. Okay. Now other options which I have given here is this option is basically valid for three-phase three-wire, and another option this option is given for the single-phase two-wire that we are basically using. So suppose we are using a three-phase four-wire. In that case, the amount of the conductor that is required, it is basically dependent upon this fraction with respect to the two-wire DC system. Okay, now you can see that this is for the what I was said, three-phase four-wire, this is for three-phase three-wire, and this is for a single-phase two-wire. So this was for today. If you have any doubts regarding whatever the classes are going, you can directly call us at this number 8335067725, and you can mail us at electricaleasy@gmail.com if you have any doubts. So thank you everyone for staying up to this point. Hope you have a nice day. Thank you.